thank you guys for coming. We appreciate it. Do you all know why we do a half cap?
No.
Say again? Do you know why we celebrate our students with a half cap ceremony?
Because they're halfway to the goal of graduation.
That would be correct, Mr. Stone. As I told the kids earlier, we value them. Sophomore year is the year usually when kids drop out. They go through a lot of issues because the freshman year they all this and that. Then they get forgot about sophomore year. Then junior year, oh, you got to take this SAT, you got to do all this and that. Then senior year. So we want to honor our babies during this sophomore year, during this challenging time, because you're coming out of being a baby, you're coming into young adulthood, changes, classes get harder in your sophomore year. Those who went to college know freshman year was pretty much a breeze. Get to sophomore year, I'm 6 feet, I'm gonna take this now, okay? And I'm vaccinated, so we're good. So we want to let them know we appreciate them, we value them. I put a charge to them earlier today. Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I told them because every year our seniors give us the flux. And we give them everything. You all know what we do for the kids here. And they get there and they all like squirrels. They all run all over the place, don't know what to do. They all just everywhere. But we give them financial literacy. We give them college information everywhere. So I told this class that I need them to be on point. I need them I've been having sleepless nights trying to place my seniors. Where they gonna go? What's the good fit? And we do college tours. We do it. We have people come in. So I really want them to be on track to make life easier for them. As you all know, I send out scholarship information constantly. I'm up in the morning. When I wake up, I'm getting up. Let me search for them. Like I tell my students, and I tell you all, I will search for money for you, but I will not do the scholarship application for you. You need to put some effort into it. I can get up and look and tell you what you need, but the rest is up to you. That's why we have them do a portfolio. So everything is right there. The letter, their transcripts, all the community service, all they got to do is tweak it. So I'm going to encourage you guys to actually get involved as well to make sure life is easier for you all, because parents are stressed, don't know where their kids want to go and what's going on. We got one student who wants to go to a university, and she's adamant about going, but she has a deficit of $27,000. And she looking at her mom like she gonna pay it. We already know, right? What's happening there, okay? But again, we provide all the information you need, all kinds of scholarships. I'm looking for another Gates Millennium Scholar. I haven't had one in a few years. I'm looking for full rides, and they can do it. These kids are smart enough that they can do it. Not all of our sophomores are here today. So parents will let you know, because they did not have a 2.5 or higher. So you all are to be commended as well as staying on kids, making sure they do what they're supposed to do, okay? So that is why we do our half-cap. So I'm going to present to you our class of 2023. You all should have felt welcome when you came in. You all are family. One thing with GJTF, it's not just about getting your kid into college. Your kid is a part of us for life. I have students that come to weddings, baby showers, a variety of things. So you all, once you're in the program, you're in the program. And one thing that's unique about our TRIO program, we have to track them 6 years after they leave us. So it's important that we don't just get them in school, but they have to stay in school and graduate. So that's a part of our program. All right? First on the program is one of our seniors. This young lady, what can I say about Heaven Johnson? I met her in her honors calc, was it calc class? When I was recruiting students to become in the program. And it was something about her, just her energy, her drive, and even just talking with her, she had so much knowledge. She's an awesome young lady. She's actually sings on one of our videos we did with the kids. And that's a great young lady, and enjoyed to having the program, and she will be going to Columbia College in the fall. All right. happy with her. So I present to you all Miss Heaven Johnson.
Oh, I'm Heaven Johnson. I'm a senior at Rich Township. Just to the students, keep your head up. After sophomore year, it honestly goes fast, if I'm totally being honest, because I knew senior year was coming, but once you go to junior year, it's like a whole bunch of hard work that you put into junior year, and then it's like, boom, you're a senior, you're graduating, it's over. I'm literally about to graduate in the next 4 to 5 weeks. It's really weird, but take it all in, don't rush it, take your time. I wish I would have slowed down. I'm ready to leave. Now I'm leaving, I'm like, I don't want to go. So just make sure that you slow down, take your time, enjoy, because I'm gonna go to college and it's off from there. There is no stopping, no slowing down. So yeah. So I'm gonna sing a song called "You Can Make It." Just to encourage. Just to encourage
you was
you
a
all.
singer. Get it.
You can make it. You can make it. This trial you're going through, God's gonna show you what to do. You can make it. You can make it. I don't care what's going wrong. God won't let it last for long. You're not in this thing alone. You can make it. You can make it.
Do that.
You can make it. This trial you're going through, God's gonna show you what to do. You can make it. You can make it. I don't care what's going wrong. God won't let it last for long. You're not in this thing alone. You can make it.
Yes.
Let's give Heaven another hand. Texted me this morning and said, my voice is not there. You won't come out. I said, it's gonna be okay. And we couldn't find the music. I said, and then Dixon said you can sing it a cappella. And she did a great job. Give her another hand. I'm not sure if our partners will be here today, but we have 2 trio programs, bound programs, and we're funded to serve School District 215, which consists of TF North and TF South, and we also service Rich Township 227. In addition, we have a program called Access Granted, and I created that name because of the work that we have been doing in the community. The principal reached out and said, how come you're not in our school? I said, well, I didn't write the grant for your school. She said, well, how can I get you in my school? I said, well, we can possibly do some programming and servicing, but I can't use federal funds. So they found a way they had some additional Title I money for us to come into Crete and provide the same services that we do with our talent search that's coming up, our Overbound students. And I will say it's been a joy. The Crete students all my babies are awesome. First of all, but Crete students have really stepped up. They have really been engaging and really want to learn. All of my kids are, but this for them to be a non-federal program, they're very active, they participate a lot, and I truly appreciate them as well. So our superintendents for our partner schools is Dr. Johnny Thomas. He's the superintendent at Rich Township 227. The principal there is Mr. Larry Vaughn. Superintendent for TF School District 215 is Dr. Sophia Jones Redmond. Principal there is Brian Reniski. and at TF South is Jake Gurley. And Superintendent for Creek 201U is Dr. Cognilis, and the principal there is Marjorie Trish, which I'm sure she'll be walking in shortly. So next up is our keynote speaker, and I must share the story how I met this young man. He walked into my office when I worked at community college and wanted to be a tutor. You never know when people walk into your life what their true purpose is and what their assignment is for them to be into your life. He has been far more than a tutor for us. He's been with me from Prairie State to here, and I trust that we'll continue our relationship. And there was a student that needed help in, I think it was calculus, one of them crazy classes. And she called me, so I introduced them to our keynote. The lady called me back 2 weeks. Who is this Jonathan? I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So her daughter went from coming home crying because she couldn't understand calculus to come home and explaining and understanding her work, and she was so excited. So he has a gift to not only encourage and empower, but to get kids to understand content. And I think that's truly awesome. Also, one thing about him, and I had my staff, we called him because we live in a day and time, kids are different, let's be real. They think they know it all, they have it all, they're impulsive. But this young man has always been consistent. Him and one of the staffers that worked for me, I honestly, they talked for 4 hours straight. And one thing about him, he will not be wavered. There's peer pressure, students are always in peer, but he did not waver. He is stern on what he believes in and what he values. He never got upset about being challenged on his values, and he is strong in what he believes in. And I can only hope that we can get more African-American males to be strong and not to sway, not to waver. Whatever your beliefs are, whatever your values are, stand strong on.
Yes.
And he's a true example of that, and I know great things are happening with him. I think he's graduating this year. I'll let you tell you where. But he is an awesome young man and truly an example for what our youth need to see. So we're going to bring up our keynote for our half-cap, Mr. Jonathan Watkins.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing?
All right.
So, like I said, my name is Jonathan Watkins. Been working with Dr. Dixon for the past 4 years. Started off at Prairie State, wanted to become a tutor. Currently a college student, graduating in December, pray my strength. Getting my degree in mechanical engineering, so I'm just about done, Yeah, so where are my students at? I believe they're all over there, correct? No. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't forget about you. I just didn't see you. Not my vision. So I wanted to talk to you about something, starting off when I used to grow up. I read a lot of stories. I love stories. I buy books. Anybody that knows me, unfortunately, I don't believe I've had any of you as my students. I do remember you, though. I do remember you. But I don't believe I've had many of you as my students. So one of the things that anybody knows about me is that I love to tell stories. So I'm going to start off by telling you guys a story. Just keep it in your mind. It's going to come back sooner or later. So out in California, in this nationally protected park, there's these trees called redwood trees. Anybody know what redwood trees are? Somewhat. Redwood trees, or sequoia trees are what they're called. They are one of nature's wonders. It takes 400 years for them to mature, and they stand between 400 to 450 feet tall, right? So one day, the tree just falls. Just out in the forest, it just falls. And everybody becomes concerned because this was a relatively healthy tree and it just falls out of nowhere. So the people of the park, they call in all types of people to figure out, why did this healthy tree fall? They called in botanists, they called in biologists, they called in horticulturalists, they called in arborists, they called in farmers. Everybody that knew anything about growing something out of the ground, they called in, because this was a dilemma. Because again, this nature's wonder, this tree stands for 400 years, so for it to just fall for no reason, this was a big concern because there's a whole park of this. So they called all these people in, and after a couple of weeks, And after a lot of debate and back and forth and research and sampling, they figured out the reason why the tree fell. They said it was foot traffic.
It was what?
Foot traffic. You see, tourists would come into the park and walk around the base of the tree. And it was that walking around the base of the tree that weakened the roots, that did not allow the tree to maintain its full weight, causing it to fall. So they figured out the problem and they needed a solution. So what they did was that they applied a solution that is used in a lot of tree farms. And it's interesting because I actually went to a tree farm a few weeks ago, so I've seen it. You can believe me, I'm credible. When a tree is growing up, right? When a tree is growing up and they see that the tree is starting to lean, right? They put a fence around about the base of the tree so that it grows straight. So it doesn't move to the left or the right, because if it begins to lean, it cannot reach its full weight because its position is off. Its weight is off. So they put a fence around about it so that it grows straight, it grows right. So that's what they did. And every tree in the park, they put a fence around about the roots so that anybody that walked around could view the glory of the tree without damaging its foundation. So, I want y'all to take 3 words from that. I want y'all to take tree, say it with me now. Tree, fence, and roots. And also foot traffic. That's 4 words. That's an extra in there. So keep that in your mind. Keep that story in your mind. I'm going to come back to it. Now, who has a vision? I want to talk to y'all. Who has a vision today? Oh, I know y'all got a vision. Don't be looking around. Y'all graduating soon, right? All right, somebody tell me what y'all dream is. I just need one person. What's y'all dream? Yes?
To become an ultrasound tech.
Ooh, look at you to become an ultrasound tech. Let me back up. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that, but that's exciting. So, I have a secret to tell you.
Okay.
I got a secret to tell you. Since you're talking to me, I'm talking to you. I got a secret to tell you. I'm going to give you the key. I'm going to give you all the key to obtaining everything that you've placed in your heart. You ready? It's a secret. It's a secret. Don't tell nobody. It's a secret. Now, the secret to obtaining everything that you have placed in your heart, the secret to obtaining all of your dreams and what you believe God has placed for your purpose, this is the secret. You ready? The secret is discipline. Discipline. Now, what is discipline? There's a definition for discipline. I'm going to give you my definition of discipline. Discipline is simply training yourself to adhere to certain behaviors that lead you to where you want to go. It's that fence, you see. I told you the story was coming back. First word, fence. It's that fence. When the tree is growing up, right, and it begins to grow, and so they put a fence around about the base so that as it's growing, it doesn't lean to the left or to the right, but it can go straight. Discipline is your fence. As you are growing, as you are maturing, especially as you are sophomores, as you're getting ready to graduate, that fence that you put around about yourself, that behavior that you use to contain yourself, constrain yourself, and move you forward to where you want to go, it buffers you and allows you to go right so that when you reach everything that you've been trying to reach, you can maintain the weight of your own glory. Why? Because you have a fence around about you.
Wow.
You have a fence around about you. You don't have to lean to the left or to the right, but you've been hurdled together so you can go straight up. You can go straight up. So that's the first thing that the fence does for you. It protects you. It keeps you going straight. It's like, how many of y'all have ever went bowling? When I went bowling as a kid, it's a little, I might still need them now, but y'all know them bumper lanes, right? They put them for the little kids so that when you roll the ball down the lane, you're buffered on either side so that the ball reaches the pin. That's what discipline does for you. That's what your fence does for you. It's your buffer. It protects you. It allows you to go straight where you want to go. That's the first thing that the fence does for you. The second thing that the fence does for you, and this blew my mind when I started to think about this, it protects you. Let's go back to the story, right? The sequoia tree, right? The sequoia tree is a beautiful tree. It's nature's wonders. It's one of the tallest trees in the world, and certainly, if I'm not mistaken, the tallest tree on this continent. So, as you're becoming great, right? As I believe all of y'all are destined for greatness, as you are becoming great, there are going to be people who are going to want to look at you. who are going to want to view you. But if your fence isn't up, if your discipline ain't right, while they are looking at you, they will be walking around the base of your roots, viewing your glory, but all the while destroying everything that you've been seeking to build. The fence protects others from coming around, destroying what you are seeking to build. It protects your roots, and your roots are your daily habits. They're what you tell yourself. They're what you do every day. And see, foot traffic is not only people, but it's also behavior.
Come on, Doc.
Yes.
You got homework due tomorrow at noon. I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about y'all. You got homework due tomorrow at noon. It was assigned last week. You don't start working on it till 10 o'clock. Say, ooh, I can get it done in the next 2 hours. Foot traffic. That's foot traffic. You got a test tomorrow. Your friend called you, hey man, I'm about to go to Chicago. You want to roll? Yeah, man, let's ride. No, you need to do well on the test because you didn't do well on the first test. I'm just going to keep it honest with you. I don't lie. Dr. Dixon, I don't lie to my students. I tell them all the time, I fail classes. I've gotten in arguments with professors. I recently got in an argument with a racist professor. I had to go back and forth with him about that. I don't lie to y'all. That's foot traffic. Foot traffic is anything and everything that detracts from where you're trying to go. So if you have a fence around about you, nothing can come and destroy your foundation because it keeps others out while keeping you in. Keeps you growing up and it keeps others out. Because one thing that you don't want is folk that's supposed to come into your life, situations that are supposed to come into your life only for a season, but leaving as if it was permanent. I'll tell you another story. I had a professor. This is the same professor that I had problems with last semester. He was, because I was the only black guy in the class, I'm gonna be honest with you. So he would pick on me. I know he was picking on me because he would ask me questions that didn't make no sense. But we're not going to talk about that. Had a test. Test wasn't right. He said certain stuff was going to be on the test. Wasn't on the test. He said this was going to happen. Didn't happen. Values and stuff and information were given to other students that weren't given to others. So, me and a group of my white counterparts, because I'm going to talk about that later. When you have your fence, you know who you are. Me and my white counterparts, we go and talk to this professor. We say, hey, the test wasn't fair. Now, his response to others that were not of my pigmentation was completely different to me, and I recorded it because I was of a mind to tell the dean about it. This man gets short, this man gets aggressive, this man borderline starts arguing with me word for word. Because I told him, I said, Professor, your test wasn't fair. This wasn't right, this wasn't right, this wasn't right. I didn't understand what you were asking. And so he goes back and forth with me about how I'm wrong because he wrote his test wrong. Now, when the other students begin to express their concern, oh, his tone changes. His tone changes. Oh, he becomes so meek. He becomes so mild. He becomes, oh, I understand.
Speak that black.
Oh, I understand. And so I sent the video to a few folk that I know. John, he's racist. I would have cussed him out. I would have did this. I would have did that. When you have your fence around about you, this is where I'm ultimately trying to go. That's foot traffic. They don't understand my struggle. Yes, they understand the racism of it all. They understand the injustice of it all. But what they don't understand is I'm the only black man in the class. What I'm not about to do is further frustrate this man, because the last thing I need is him to be continually looking for me, because this class is offered once a year. He's the only professor that teaches this class. It's been known that folk fail this class and take it 2-3 times. What I'm not about to do is delay my expectation dealing with somebody that I'm supposed to deal with only for a season. I passed the class, got a D in it, don't care, because I should have did better in it. But I was not about to deal with this. I have my fence around about it. I'm not about to let this man's foot traffic deter me from where I'm going, because I'm graduating this year. What I'm not about to do is get caught up in little battles dealing with temporary people. I have not seen this man again. I do not talk to this man again. When we had projects for this year, because when I have to graduate, we have to do certain projects for industry. So currently, just to give y'all a little bit of information, I'm working on building a software for NIPSCO, which is a utility company. I don't know if you guys ever heard of them. So I'm working on building a software for them as part of my senior design project. Wonderful project. This man has a project. I said, I'm not doing anything pertaining to this man. He has nothing to do with me. I have nothing to do with him because he was only temporary. When you have your fence around about you, you can filter the advice of others. Those who seem helpful, those who are trying to help you in the moment, who think, because there's nothing worse than folk with good intentions. Let me tell you something. There's nothing worse with folk with good intentions. They had good intentions, but their perspective was off. And since I had my fence around about me, I was able to filter everything they said through my own experience. And again, pass the class, ain't got to deal with them again. Because one thing that I do know is that as you grow, is that as you mature, is that as you go forward in your life, there are going to be constantly folk giving you suggestions. This is not the first time that I've had to filter folks' suggestions. I've been in college for a pretty long time. You constantly have to filter suggestions. That fence is necessary to keep the helpful suggestions out. That's the foot traffic. That's the foot traffic. Anything that comes that's in opposition to who you are and where you're trying to go, that's foot traffic. So, we talked about what is discipline and why you need your fence. Frederick Douglass says something that I live by, that I always think is interesting. He said, it's easier to build strong boys than to fix broken men. Now, I say that because all of you are at a critical stage in your life.
Yes.
And it's easier to build strong young people than to fix broken adults. All of you are in a critical stage in life because you are still building your foundation. You are still developing who you are. You are still seeking and growing to become. And so as you are growing, I just came by today, like I said, I'm not going to be here too long. I just came by today to implore you to build your fence. Your sophomores, as we talked about, as Dr. Dixon says, this is a time when a lot of people fall off track. Why? Because they lack discipline. They lack their fence. Only you can erect your fence. Your parents can't do it for you. The schools can't do it for you. College surely ain't going to do it for you. Dr. Dixon can't do it for you. The government can't do it for you. The job can't do it for you. Jesus himself ain't going to help you. Only you can erect your fence. Only you can build the boundaries that will guide your life. Only you can put up the buffers that keep certain information out that allows you to grow straight, to grow right. Because let me tell you something, where you guys are going, you have to be able to maintain the weight of your own glory. You have to be able to maintain the weight of your own greatness. Because if you cannot, you may achieve it, but you won't sustain it. I know some of you all are knowledgeable about popular culture and about football players and basketball players. There have been people who have signed for hundreds of millions of dollars. 5 years later, they are broke. Why? They could not sustain the weight of their own glory. MC Hammer, I don't know if y'all know who that is, I'm a little old. MC Hammer was one of the most highest paid musicians at the time, making hundreds of millions of dollars a year. How much is he worth now?
Not too much.
Not too much. Not why? He lacked discipline. He lacked a fence. As soon as he started making hundreds of millions of dollars, this man had 1,000 people entourage. Everybody from the neighborhood comes like, hey man, you remember when I was 10 years old? And I loaned you $10. Listen, my water bill is $1,000. I'm gonna need some help. This man was traveling with hundreds of people, paying everybody bills, built a $250 mansion with just himself, had gold-plated, I don't even want to get into it. He had gold-plated fixtures on the bathtub, on the sink, and then 10 years later, this man is broke. Why? He had no fence around about him. He allowed his imagination to go wild. He allowed people to come in and take all that he had, because where is this whole entourage now? Sitting, living, and benefiting off of all of the things that he gave them while he has nothing. And when you have your fence around about you, people can't come and take from you. Again, these were temporary people who made a permanent decision for this man.
Come on.
So only you can erect your fence. Only you can put it up. Only you can decide what behaviors and what behaviors will guide your life. Only you can decide it. Like I say, I tell people all the time, my calling in life is to be a role model, not an instruction manual. I can only tell you from my own experience. I can only teach you what I believe that you should know. Because had I known this 10 years ago, I believe that I could have, because I'll be honest with you, I lacked discipline, and I could have been graduated with a master's degree by now. But I didn't have my fence up.
Come on.
Stayed at a college too long that was trying to hold me back. Stayed at a college too long that was promoting other people but hindering some. That was not advocating for me. And even if I had graduated from that college, I do not doubt that I would have had a job and a good time frame. But I had to put my fence up. I had to erect the boundaries in my own life. And let me tell you something. Once you get it, it becomes so easy. Again, you filter through information. I transferred from that university that was doing me no good, went to another university. I go to Purdue Northwest now. Great school if any of you all are trying to, had to put the plug in. Great school if any of you are trying to study engineering. Have an internship set up for June.
Go ahead.
At a big engineering firm. I'm talking about these people work downtown with most of the hospitals and every major building downtown have an internship set up in June. As soon as I got to the college, I was talking to the dean of students. And he told me, he was like, have you had an internship yet? I said, and Dr. Dixon knows this story. He said, have you had an internship yet? I said, no, I haven't had an internship yet. He says, oh, when you get one. Wasn't an option. It was guaranteed when you get one, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. We might have to delay your grad date just a little bit. It has not been delayed because I talked to my advisor. He said, we don't have to delay it. We don't have to delay it at all. Now when I was at my previous university, I applied for 3 years and didn't get a single one. But these internships were handed out to specific students. I get to my current university, I'm getting interview requests from General Motors. I'm getting interview requests from major Fortune 500 companies. Put your fence up. And I promise you, as you grow, it's going to help you in the long run. And that's all I have for you.
Wow. Okay, Mr. Taylor, I need to see it. Thank you, Jonathan. Let's give him another hand. Very authentic, very transparent, and you said very mature. But he's gone through as well. We all, fall, but he's a very, very genuine. Wow, thank you. I appreciate that. That was good stuff.
Awesome.
Good stuff. Thank you, bless some parents as well as these kids that may not get it right now, but they will. So I truly, truly thank you from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate it. Now we're going to have a poem by two of our counselors. Ms. Lauren Fox is our counselor for TF 215, and Mr. Jeffrey Board is our counselor for Rich Township 227.
Out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul.
In the fell clutch of circumstances, I have not winced, nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed.
Beyond this place of wrath and tears, looms but the horrors of the shades, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid.
It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll.
I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Thank you.
Church. Thank you, Ms. Fox and Mr. Boyd. Appreciate it. That was the poem Invictus. I know that's a fraternity thing for the men of Omega Psi Phi, correct? But one of our former principals has said that at one of our previous half caps, and the kids enjoyed it. So we always support that part to be part of our program. Thank you, Ms. Fox, as well. Now I'm going to bring up our class of 2023. Don't know where they are. I'm gonna ask Mr. Taylor, our CFO, to come up and assist with handing out presentations, as well as Mrs. Tiffany Taylor, newly elected school board member, school member elected, say it properly, for Rich Township 227. They should, yeah, one second, they're not in order, though. And the reason I selected this song is entitled Closer to My Dreams. So let's listen to the melody, listen to the words, and this to encourage our babies because they're almost there. First, we have Miss Destiny Lee. Come on up, Destiny. Miss Divine Lee. This young lady here stays in my pocket. She's a constant winner of everything. And she's one of our sophomores with a complete 4.0 GPA. And I owe her $50 that I'm going to sell to her later on, no other than Miss Anaya Davis.
Yes, ma'am. Keep that mix around you, girl. Keep moving. Yes.
Mr. Jason Dixon. We gotta find out my cousin. I know my little cousin. We gotta check that. Right. Congratulations. Maria Figueroa.
Yeah. Go ahead, Riri.
Miss Tikio Hill. Isn't she lovely? This is my come-through guy. When I needed him for the cotillion, he came through. Mr. Donovan Johnson.
Hey, D.
This is my, what should I call him? His dad and I went to high school together, so he's not really a wildcat because he's not his own, but we're going to call him a wildcat anyway. Mr. Arthur McFadden III. This young lady is definitely destined for greatness. Not shy. I can go on and on, but none other than Miss Sydney Stokes.
Lord John Curtis.
Can you imagine when graduation comes? This young lady also is an awesome young lady, and I can't wait to see what things happen for her, Miss Naja Terry.
Go nice.
And last but certainly not least, she's a little quiet, but we're gonna break out her shield, Miss Unaya Turner. Our GJTF class of 2023, give them another hand. So one thing I can say, the kids can't do it without strong parents. We need you to help your children be successful. And I tell parents all the time, well, the kids all the time, to honor and obey your parents. Because one day they will not be here. I think constantly about how our mom poured into us And that's why we continue to do what we do. So we are a witness of the life that our mother lived and the passion that she had for community. And I appreciate and honor her in the things that we do. So I want to thank my parents. I need all my kids to come up. Can Mr. Boyd and Mr. Taylor help give the students flowers? And they're going to give flowers to their parents. I need my music. So the song that you all are going to hear as they give your flowers is Bravo. Because we appreciate you, and I want the kids to know that you deserve our applause as well. So let's take one and give each one of the students. Take a flower, one flower, and give each one. So give them to the students, and the students are to give them to your parents. I need you to let your parents know you love them and you appreciate them. And now you give it to your mom, she holds on to it. You gotta ask your woman. So students, give your parents a hand. And we have extras. We got a grandma here. That's that foundation. That's that generation. We can give grandma a flower here. Make sure she gets one. We honor our grandmothers, yes. Have you heard nobody mama? All right. So I'm gonna bring up my co-founder, my CFO, my I can't call you my side chick. My side dude. My side guy.
Yeah, that's a side. Much better word.
That's a brother. How about that? Let me do my comedy. Y'all look better as my comedy. I go put my day job right at this point. So I want Mr. Taylor to say a few words on the things that we do and why we do what we do. Then I would like to hear from Mrs. Taylor, our newly elected school board member.
Good morning, everyone. It's a great day just to see. We have our sophomores here who are halfway in. You get to go in next year as upperclassmen, right? Yeah. All right, so you're on the popular side. Hopefully this whole pandemic will calm itself down so everyone can get back in school and you can really enjoy your next 2 years that you got upcoming. Going with what Mr. Watkins said, I mean, he said a lot of great things. I mean, I hope other adults was listening because he was saying some things to me. Let's go with some of the things that we've been facing recently. So just please understand what the offense means. Once this goes up on YouTube, honestly, watch it once a month. Watch what this young man said once a month, just to keep you grounded. You know, I come from a sports background where the way you teach something, repetition, over and over and over again until it's engraved in your head on what you do. You know you got to get up and practice. You know you got to get up and do your homework. You know you got to get up, do your chores, do your things to help your family. So just keep doing things that are making you positive daily. And when you graduate and when you go on to college, whatever you decide to do, and you decide, you know, you're gonna, because you're all gonna be great. Great is in your genes, it's in your DNA. It's what you decide to do with it. You're all great. You're born with it. God has given you the unique talent of being great. You have to decide that's what you're gonna be. So just congratulations to you all. Congratulations to the parents. You know, my sister, my wife, our family, our staff. We work hard. We work very hard just to make sure, you know, it's all, she's the brainchild. She tells me what to get, I gotta go find money, right? And to make it happen. And that's what we do. And all of us work together to make sure that your kids are getting the best possible situation. It helps build that fence he's talking about. So just continue to work with us. Parents work with us. We always need volunteers. We always need help. When it comes to, sometimes, you know, we're trying to put these programs together with the kids and we got a handful of employees and staff, and sometimes you need that assistance. So come in, assist, help us. Help us do a lot of the things that we're doing here. So in this great facility that we have, so we just continue to do great things. So appreciate you all, class of 2023. I want to see a lot of 4.0s in here. I think we heard 2. It's not enough. It's not enough. Do the greatness and the best that you can do.
Yes.
And we'll continue to see great things. And when you become great, remember what we're doing is what you have to do. Help somebody else.
That's right.
You know, you can get great and make all your money, get your accolades, your titles and all that, but if you're not doing it to help others, then what are we doing it for? How do we build?
Yeah.
So remember what we're doing here, remember what you have to give back. You have a responsibility. A responsibility. All right, but not gonna lecture. Today is about enjoying your day. So congratulations, class of 2023, and I'll give it over to Mrs. Taylor. My better half.
Again, congratulations to you all in this half-cap ceremony, as well as all of your achievements that we are looking forward to. I'm not going to repeat everything that Dr. Dixon, Mr. Taylor, and Mr. Watkins said, because you've heard it, you understand it, you're going to work through it. I'm very proud of you all, and I can't wait to see the great things that you all will be doing, both as a board member for the foundation, as well as a school board member for Rich 227. While I do know a lot of the children that came up through that district, I also know the babies that came up through Creek, as well as the TF district. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of the great things that you all are going to accomplish. And congratulations again to the class of 2023.
Thank you. I want to bring my staff up. I cannot do this without them. We have three that's been back there working. Ms. Linton, come up real quick. Ms. Brooks, Ms. Fox, Mr. Boyd, Mr. Taylor, Mr. Dixon. This is GJTF, and we are growing, so there will be more, but I appreciate them. They work hard, they know what my expectations are. I was doing some work yesterday, they came up and set up, so they started to see how my vision is, and I was so proud of them. I was like, wow, this is great. So they're learning, and we're doing great work. We love your children, this is not a job, this is our assignment. This is our purpose. This is why I was created. Okay, so when your passion meets equal purpose, man, you just living. I mean, you're not just existing. I'm living my best life, being able to encourage and lift and get your kids to the next level. So I thank you guys, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you to my staff. Thank you to Mr. Taylor and Mrs. Taylor for always being supportive of us and what we do. Anything we need from community service, Ms. Taylor out there picking up garbage, anything that needs to be done. I have a working board. So this is what we do. So I'm humbled, I'm appreciative, and I'm grateful. So thank you guys.